To shine your brightest light is to be who you truly are. There are three sides to every story: yours, theirs, and the truth somewhere in the middle. You can't just wish change. You have to live the change in order for it to become a reality. Being human is not hard because you're doing it wrong. It's hard because you're doing it right. Give it your all, because greatness awaits those who rise to the occasion with unwavering determination. Impossible things are really rough to do, you know. I may not always be with you, but when we're far apart, remember you will be with me right inside my heart. To make a true choice, we must have true knowledge. Stand up and walk. Move on. After all, you have perfect legs to stand on. If you want to dine with perfection, you must toil with imperfection. Make your interactions with people transformational, not just transactional. We have been moving along at such a fast pace that we no longer know what we are doing. Now we have to wait until our soul catches up with us. The moment we cry in a film is not when things are sad, but when they turn out to be more beautiful than we expected them to be. Like all dreamers, I confuse disenchantment with truth. Associate with the noblest people you can find. Read the best books. Live with the mighty, but learn to be happy alone. Leaning forward in your chair when someone is trying to squeeze behind you isn't enough. You also have to move the chair. And if my heart be scarred and burned, the safer I, for all I learned. Brainstorming cannot be done until and unless an attitude becomes character. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I don't walk away from things I think are unfinished. Maybe the truth is I really want to like you instead. Nothing is permanent in this wicked world, not even our troubles. We could never learn to be brave and patient if there were only joy in the world. To leave, after all, was not the same as being left. People can change anything they want to, and that means everything in the world. Be happy with who you are and what you do, and you can do anything you want. 1,000 words leave not the same deep impression as does a single deed. Unless we learn to know ourselves, we run the danger of destroying ourselves. Opening up to the wrong person is like putting ammo in their hands. The good men of every age are those who go to the roots of the old thoughts and bear fruit with them. I never did give them hell. I just told the truth, and they thought it was hell. When we are tired, we are attacked by ideas we conquered long ago. My happiness is not the means to any end. It is the end. It is its own goal. It is its own purpose. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is reluctance. The two most important days in your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why. Don't worry about the negative people may say about you. Learn from it and move on. Don't have hope that your situation will be better. Have hope that your future will be brighter. There is beauty everywhere. Even in the dark, there is light, and that is the rarest kind of all. Emotion often outweighs intelligence, while intuition renders life surprisingly fluent and enjoyable. Failure is not when you fail once, but when you refuse to learn from your mistake. Do your own thing on your own terms and get what you came here for. You can have everything you want if you can put your heart and soul into everything you do. Be wiser than other people if you can, but do not tell them so. Even if you're on the right track, you'll get run over if you just sit there. Other people's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. You don't have to eat less. You just have to eat right. It is culture that is the bully, or an ALDO central to Theo weight lay, saltation. But better to get hurt by the truth than comforted with a lie. My world is about stories that entertain, emotions that move, people you'll remember, literature that matters. Whenever a soul leaves the body, a void is felt across the world. Looking at beauty in the world is the first step of purifying the mind. Status will get you nowhere. Only an open heart will allow you to float equally between everyone. If life's an exercise in making memories, no one really goes away as long as they are remembered. There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. You must have someone in your circle who you can bounce off your ideas without being dissuaded. People are, generally speaking, either dead certain or totally indifferent. Perhaps it would be simpler if you just did what you're told and didn't try to understand things. The seeker embarks on a journey to find what he wants and discovers, along the way, what he needs. Only the hand that erases can write the true thing. When you fail, you also learn how not to fail. Grateful people are happy people. The more things you are grateful for, the happier you will be. No one dies of fatal truths nowadays. There are too many antidotes. I felt lonely and content at the same time. I believe that is a rare kind of happiness. Empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Be water, my friend. Focus on making yourself better, not on thinking that you are better. The camera is an instrument that teaches people how to see without a camera. Remember how far you've come, and you won't have to rely on a destiny for your future. It will come on your own. You are willing to die, you coward, but not to live. It is not the failure of others to appreciate your abilities that should trouble you, but rather your failure to appreciate theirs. Don't fear big. Fear mediocrity. Fear waste. Fear the lack of living to your fullest. The glory of Christianity is to conquer by forgiveness. The goal is to reduce the time of suffering, not eliminate it. Life is very short, and there's no time for fussing and fighting, my friends. Believe in your heart that you're meant to live a life full of passion, purpose, magic, and miracles. To see what is in front of one's nose needs a constant struggle. Money gives you freedom. Freedom gives you happiness. Fear can only grow in darkness. Once you face fear with light, you win. Instinct is a makeshift, an admission of helplessness before the problem of reality. There is something beautiful about all scars of whatever nature. A scar means the hurt is over, the wound is closed and healed, done with. We come spinning out of nothingness, scattering stars like dust. How hurtful it can be to deny one's true self and live a life of lies just to appease others. Stand in the divine rain, and seeds of wisdom will grow in your soul. If you don't behave as you believe, you will end by believing as you behave. What a large volume of adventures may be grasped within the span of his little life by him who interests his heart in everything. There was another life that I might have had, but I am having this one. Heaven wheels above you, displaying to you her eternal glories, and still your eyes are on the ground. I'm looking into my past lives. I'm convinced some of them still owe me money. I don't know how I look, but I know how I feel. Young, goofy, infinite. Why can you see the stars at night, but not the light? We should forgive our enemies, but not before they are hanged. Creativity sparks originality, which then manifests itself into what we call evolution. To depreciate imagination is to depreciate life. I don't want to end up simply having visited this world. Feeling lost, crazy, and desperate belongs to a good life as much as optimism, certainty, and reason. The life that I have lived was no more than a mask covering the real me. What has happened was not to kill me, but to reveal me. I will never compromise truth for the sake of getting along with people who can only get along when we agree. Interconnection permeates the entire universe. We are all one. Strange, what being forced to slow down could do to a person. Hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. And weak men create hard times. She will always wear her crown, regardless of the hate. You should never assume. You know what happens when you assume. You make an ass out of you, and me because that's how it's spelled.